When Chika got there, she almost turned back, thinking, this can't be the place. The compound was a mess, and the grass was overgrown like nobody lived there. Convinced she was at the wrong location, she began to leave, but she spotted a familiar fruit crate that definitely belonged to Mama Ada. Mama Ada, Chika shouted, scared to move any further. There was a dirty fruit seller called Mama Ada who sold her fruits in the big marketplace. Every day, she would sit in the market and announce different deals. Come and buy sweet oranges. They taste just as sweet as sugar and are the cheapest in the market. But no matter how loudly she sang the praises of her fruits, the buyer ignored her because of her bad hygiene. If you came close to her, her body odor would immediately hit your nose. Mama Ada's mouth smelled bad, a mix of unbrushed teeth and the bitter cola she chewed all day to ease her back pain, an injury she had sustained from her days as a farmer. Why are your garden eggs so soft? A concerned buyer would ask, and she would respond, my dear, I soaked them in water to keep them fresh. But I forgot them there for 3 days. That's why they are a little soft. But they are still good though. The buyer would immediately make up an excuse and leave her shop. Mama Ada was simply a disaster. One evening, as the market emptied out, Mama Ada was disappointed that she had made just one sale. With a heavy sigh, she began to pack up her fruits, but just as she picked up a basket to carry it in, she spotted a hand sneaking towards her fruits, ready to steal. Without thinking twice, Mama Ada snatched the hand and grabbed the person out of the corner. It was a young lady who immediately knelt and began begging, please, do not shout. I'm sorry. I was very hungry. Mama Ada looked into the lady's eyes and felt pity for her. She asked her to calm down. Then she began gathering fruits in a bag for the lady. Afterwards, she dipped her hand in her apron and gave her the only money she made that day. Immediately the lady received it, she ran away. Mama Ada was shocked by the lady's ingratitude, but ignored it and finished packing her fruits. The next morning, she arrived at her shop as usual, but suddenly she froze. The floor had been swept clean, her baskets were stacked neatly, and to the best of her knowledge, she knew she had not swept it for almost 3 months. She looked around, hoping to find who had tidied her shop, and just in the corner, she saw the lady who she helped with fruits and money peeping at her. Slowly, she walked out of where she was hiding and said, thank you for yesterday. I had no way to pay you back, so I thought I could at least help you clean your shop. Mama Ada looked at her and sighed. You're welcome. I was not expecting anything in return, but do not try to steal anymore. The lady nodded quietly and stepped away, allowing Mama Ada to begin her day. But the following morning, Mama Ada was surprised that her shop had been cleaned once again. The lady, whose name was Chika, came out from her hiding spot and they exchanged pleasantries. Mama Ada kindly asked Chika to stop, explaining that she could not afford to pay for her help. But Chika was unmoved. Day after day, Chika arrived early to clean the shop, and in return, Mama Ada began offering her fruits as a token of appreciation. But one day, Chika waited for Mama Ada to arrive, but she was nowhere to be seen. The same thing happened for the next 5 days. Alarmed, Chika asked the other market women if they knew where Mama Ada lived, and with the directions they provided, she set off to find her. When Chika got there, she almost turned back, thinking, this can't be the place. The compound was a mess, and the grass was overgrown like nobody lived there. Convinced she was at the wrong location, she began to leave, but she spotted a familiar fruit crate that definitely belonged to Mama Ada. Mama Ada! Chika shouted, scared to move any further. After shouting the second time, Mama Ada responded from the back of the house, and Chika followed her voice to the backyard. There she was, eating in a dirty environment. Chika, is that you? What are you doing here? She asked, wiping her hands on her dress, which was just as filthy as everything else around her. Chika explained that she had been absent from the marketplace and thought to check if all was well with her and Ada. Ada? Mama Ada asked in a surprised tone, and Chika nodded. Yes, your daughter Ada. Do people not call you Mama Ada because of your child? Mama Ada laughed and told Chika that she had just turned 27 and had never been married or had a child. She explained that she earned the name from the villagers after her parents passed away during an invasion. I was only 10 years old at the time, and my little sister, Ada, was 8. From that day on, I had to become a mother to Ada. I did everything I could to take care of her, even though I was just a child myself. That's how the name stuck. My name is Ngozi. Ngozi, Chika called, and Ngozi smiled. Nobody had referred to her by that name for years. Chika was shocked by Ngozi's revelation. They were the same age, yet it looked like Ngozi had lived longer than her. She asked about Ada, but she realized that Ngozi purposely ignored that question even after she repeated it. Trying to change the topic, Ngozi informed Chika that she had decided to quit selling fruits because she was not making any sales. Chika was disappointed and began to leave, but just as she had moved a few steps, Ngozi asked a question that had been on her mind. Who do you live with? I mean, you come to the shop every day, but I know nothing about you. Chika hesitated, avoiding Ngozi's gaze. She had only known her for a short time, but she had love for her in her heart. So she told her the truth. My mother kicked me out. I've been homeless for almost 6 months. I sleep wherever I find. Chika explained that her mother's new husband began to admire her, which resulted in anger and rage from her mother towards her. Overwhelmed by pity, Ngozi was silent. She could not imagine a mother behaving that way to her child. Suddenly, a thought crept into her mind and she voiced it out. This is my parents' house, and it has 2 rooms. You're welcome to stay in the other. Chika was shocked by her offer. What a blessing. She thanked Ngozi and hugged her, and as she did, the stench on Ngozi's skin immediately hit her nose. Regardless, Chika remained in the embrace because for the longest time, this was the most amount of care and help she had received. Time passed, and Chika had spent almost 3 weeks with Ngozi. To the best of her ability, she cleaned the environment, cooked, and washed Ngozi's clothes, not just out of gratitude, but because she loved Ngozi too much to let her poor hygiene habits continue. But no matter what she did for her, she could not help but notice there was someone or something missing in Ngozi's life. Every day, at evening, she would watch Ngozi sit in front of the house like she was waiting for someone to arrive. And when she finally decided to go to bed, she left the windows open. In the past, when Chika stopped by at the market, she would also notice Ngozi occasionally scanning the marketplace in anticipation for someone to appear. One day, out of concern, while Ngozi took her usual evening watch, Chika said to her, Ngozi, it's been 3 days. Please, take a bath. In embarrassment, she quickly stood up. She did not realize Chika noticed she had not showered for some days. Too embarrassed to come back out, she lay on her bed after taking her bath and eventually she slept off. The next morning, when Ngozi woke up, she immediately noticed her room windows were shut. She stormed out into the living area and saw the windows there were shut too, and in anger, she let out a loud scream and ran out of the house. Chika, who was alerted by the noise, came out to see what was wrong. Why did you shut the windows? What if she came and thought I was not home? Chika was confused. She began to apologize, stating the weather was cold and she wanted to keep the house warm. Ngozi burst into tears, visibly upset. I've missed my chance to see her again, she said, in between tears. Eventually, Chika got her to calm down. Ngozi, what's wrong? You can speak to me. Ngozi took a long look at Chika, then told her she was waiting for her sister Ada to return. She stated that Ada left their home over 3 years ago with a promise to return and take Ngozi to the big city after 6 months. Chika felt her stomach twist. She knew what that meant. Ada had passed away. She did not realize when she began sobbing with Ngozi, holding her as they cried together. She finally understood that Ngozi never mentioned Ada because she was scared to say she was dead. Days passed after that incident, and Chika looked after Ngozi with much more care. The villagers saw a filthy woman who could barely take care of herself, but Chika saw someone who had been beaten down by life, someone who had been through way too much. Chika worked with Ngozi daily, encouraging her to live again. She politely spoke to her about her hygiene and how she believed it affected her business. Ngozi was a bit hesitant, but eventually she realized Chika truly cared for her, so she obliged her. Whenever Chika thought Ngozi had not taken a proper bath or properly brushed her teeth, she would ask her to return to the bathroom and repeat the process. They both worked to rebrand the fruit business, and slowly people began to buy Ngozi's fruits. Whenever someone attempted to call Ngozi Mama Ada, Chika would protest, stating that her name was Ngozi. They would smile at Chika's insistence, but over time, the name Ngozi began to stick. It was as if reclaiming her name was the first step in reclaiming her life. Ngozi began to smile again. Her friendship with Chika deepened. They shared an immense amount of trust between themselves. One day, an unusual thing happened. There was a loud shout from outside. Mama Ada! The voice screamed as it came closer. Ngozi jumped up. She knew that voice, even in her sleep. She burst out of the house and standing outside was Ada, looking beautifully dressed. The two sisters embraced themselves tightly. Tears flowed freely from Ngozi's eyes. She finally felt complete. Ngozi introduced her to Chika, and eventually Chika left them to discuss. There were so many unanswered questions in the air, but Ngozi did not seem to want to know the answers. She only cared that she was in the same room with Ada, but Ada's conscience disturbed her. Mama Ada, she called her sister playfully. I wanted to come back as promised, believe me, but it's my husband. Ngozi was taken aback by the news. When did her sister get married? Seeing her reaction, Ada quickly explained that when she arrived in the city, a wealthy man took interest in her, and after some time, she agreed to marry him. Unfortunately, the man had a wandering eye and cheated on her repeatedly. Though he lavished her with material things, he eventually grew tired of her and threw her out to pursue a younger woman. Ngozi was at a loss for words. All this time, while she had waited and feared the worst, her sister had been living comfortably. Despite the mixed emotions swirling in her heart, she pulled Ada close and offered her comfort as she wept. It's okay. This home is always open to you, Ngozi said gently. But Ada wrinkled her nose in disgust. This smelling house. I can't stay here. Oh. I mean, it looks cleaner than when I left, but I've seen better and I can't remain here. But don't worry, I have a plan. She asked Ngozi for some money to give city life another chance. Mama Ada, this time, I know better, and I promise you, I will come back to take you with me. You will love that place. You know it was always your dream to go there, but you allowed me to go first. Ngozi had heard enough. She became angry. as she remembered how she sustained a back injury by doing many farm work to raise money for Ada's travel. She could not believe how wicked and selfish Ada was. Immediately, she warned her to stop calling her Mama Ada because she clearly was not her mother. She told Ada that she would not be receiving a dime from her, but if she wanted to stay in their smelly house, she could because it belonged to their parents. Ada stormed out of the house and Ngozi went to find Chika. Chika could not believe her ears, but she was also surprised to hear Ngozi say she planned to leave the village before giving up the chance to her sister. So she said, "Let's go to the city together. I have always wanted to go. We will save and live together." Ngozi became excited. She knew it was time to move on, and who better to start a new life with than her new sister, Chika. That's a fantastic idea. We can learn new skills, explore the big city, and who knows if marriage will happen someday. Chika looked at her friend proudly. She remembered their first encounter and how they both transformed each other's lives with kindness. Indeed, the saying is true. Sometimes the best family isn't the one you're born into, but the one you choose along the way. We have come to the end of today's story, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. I have some exciting news to share. I've created an exclusive community where I post new captivating stories every Friday at 6 p.m. West African time without fail. If you have loved my stories and want to hear more authentic stories straight from my heart, please click the link in the description to join. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What did you learn from today's story? Let me know in the comments. As for me, I'll be referencing Proverbs 17, verse 17. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. You know, a lot of the time, people are the way they are because of things they have been through. Sometimes they don't even realize how those experiences have affected them in a negative way. That's why we shouldn't be so quick to judge. It says more about us if we abandon someone when we have the chance to help. Real love, whether it's from friends or family, isn't about conditions or convenience. It's about being there through the good and the bad, sticking by each other no matter what, even when it's hard. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like it, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe for more. Until next time, take care and goodbye.